All right, Jim, good to have you in the comment section. Where are you from? Would like to know where you are. Today's topic, I will not be doing anything tomorrow and probably not on Sunday because tomorrow I'm busy and Sunday I'm doing a live stream with FJT, Freaky Jersey, and Batman and somebody else. Red Mind Man's in the house. Check out Red Mind's videos. He's putting some great content out. Really like his stuff. David Castro, what's up, brother? Nick, all the way from Belgium. Oh, it's got to be late out there. Unless it's probably early morning, right? Belgium chocolate, delicious. You guys definitely have a wonderful culture. So, are the women pedestalized in Belgium? Do the simps worship women at the altar of symptom? I don't think I made any sense there. But the pedestal is something that in fact, Ben wanted a topic on this. All right, Michigan, awesome. Detroit, 8 Mile. Upper Michigan's great too. Been there a few times. 4:03 a.m. all the way in Belgium. Brother, good to have you. Tell us about the women in Belgium. I always love to hear from folks out there. Hey, Rad, Canada here. Never saw any reason to cold approach any woman. The ultimate pedestal move. 100%. Cold approaching a woman is putting that woman, giving her power to reject you. I mean, that's basically what simping is. Simping gives the power to a woman who is on a pedestal to reject you. So it's as simple as that. So the cold approach never works, if you think about it. The cold approach is basically puts you below, and I've talked about this in other videos and live streams. It puts you below her, and it gives her the power to reject you. Again, if they like you, they should follow you, they should chase you, they should come after you, you should be mysterious, you should be what have you. If you decide to go that route. Now the pedestal It has completely flipped it around. The pedestal allows the man to be rejected. That's what the pedestal, if a simp really understood that thinking, nobody would ever pedestalize or chase ever again. The pedestal is the ultimate rejection machine. Janky Show, laughing my ass up. That's great. Good to have you, brother. How's it going, boys? You're up late, Rad. It's 8 o'clock right now. It's all right. Call Me Coon. Hey, shout out to Call Me Coon's channel. I think Janky Show's got a channel as well. Red Mind Man. All great content. I watch a lot of stuff, guys. Women are same as everywhere, mostly feminist and unreliable. You know, for some reason, Nick, Belgium seems to me to be a massive feminist movement, girl power country. And what's happened to society if there's no relationships to make society move? Within 100 years, it's going to be very different. Red Mind Man, back in the day, I thought cold approaching was the manly thing to do because it showed willingness to take risks. Glad I saw the light. Just read The Manipulated Man, Esther Villar. Men today are just basically work donkeys for women to be used and discarded. True wisdom from the forever bachelor, Timmy Kramer. Absolutely, Timmy. The pedestal is a rejection machine. Get it through your heads. The pre-pedestal, where the guy's chasing the woman, then puts her on a pedestal, probably self-deprecates himself, saying, how did I get such a wonderful woman? Why would you like a guy like me? Completely has no goddamn backbone. Now she's on the pedestal. She's bored of him. Anytime a woman's on a pedestal, she doesn't like you. She's already rejected you. You just haven't got the memo yet. And finally, the post-pedestal. The fantasy versus the reality. Pre, during, and post-pedestal. It's all just one gigantic rejection machine. If you put a woman on a pedestal, if you're code approaching and chasing her, you're already rejected. She knows you're a simp. She ain't into you. Once she's on the pedestal, when you're giving her 24 roses and the pottery trips and paint by numbers night and, mimosas, all that jazz and calling her and texting her little goofball emojis, it's over. She's already rejected you. Pedestal equals rejection. Never put him on a pedestal. Who's on your pedestal? You are. And your purpose. Andrew, all the way from the UK. Hey, Rad, I want to ask you how you deal with guys who are total jerks and assholes in your real life. Just walk away. Just don't deal with them. I mean, if they're dicks, you got to stand up, right? You always want to stand up for yourself. If things aren't going according to what's going on, or you don't want to do something, you got to stand up. That's the only way you'll get respect from a jerk or an asshole. You got to stand up for what you believe in, what you know is right, and if they call you on the carpet, don't. Other than that, that's what I've gathered in my 48 years of life. Assholes, once you approach them and get and literally get stand up to them, they're not assholes anymore. Trust me. Good question. Tradcons train men to simp. They say it's sacrificial love, complete bastardization of the truth. I would agree. 100% Red Mind. Mom gave me an extra allowance so I can buy the boys a round. There you go, Timmy. Timmy does not put anyone on the pedestal but himself. Where has that got him in his 56 years? Janky Show. I can see another Rome coming for America. Woman emotions destroys everything. AOC. Absolutely. 100%. Women are just not following the Bible where it says to be submissive. That's God's plan. And I don't mean barefoot and pregnant and, you're slapping her all the time or ever. It's just be on your purpose. And women get next to you and are your, they got your back and they're your co-pilot, right? Call Me Coon's got some great stuff. Sweep me off my feet. Mod Max in the house. Good to have you. Where are you from? They have very high demands here, mostly chasing Chad until 30. I'm done with them, though, just doing my own thing. Again, perfect, Nick. What is she going to bring to the table to you? In this day and age, 1% to 2%, and that's even debatable, but 98% are not recommended. They really aren't. They have egos. They're mouthy. They think that they own the world. I just saw Matt from 33 Secrets posted a video about why you should avoid these women to date. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Male and female relationships, for the most part, are destroyed. Are we ever going back? Fuck no. And if there is some sort of reset, the same programming is still deep within them and us and men and simps. Black Earth is in the house. Hey, good to see you. John Boston, the big man out of Boston. Talking about his 5'4". I saw a guy that was 5'4" today. He was like wider than he was tall. Big, muscular dude. And I thought about the guy that took on the single mother, John, and I just had to shake my head. Had to shake it. In my opinion, women that reject good quality men and never reject bad boys are 99.9% hoes. David Castro. 99.9%, 304 for 300 Trebek. Very well said. What up, Brad? Getting my 5-mile run in, listening to the community. Joshua, good to have you. Glad you are doing what you should be doing. Moving energy. Good for you. Mod Max, Ohio. Are you a LeBron James fan who's completely simped? I do like LeBron James' athleticism, but I don't want to hear anything he says regarding anything else. My brother lived in Cuyahoga Falls at one point. Visited that area. Nice little area. My only consolation is the approaching wall. The wall is undefeated. The wall is undefeated. Why is all I didn't waste of time? AR. Why is online dating a waste of time? It's, again, a rejection machine. You have to know how to do it, number one. And women have so much attention. You're literally just one of gazillions. It doesn't matter how you look. I mean, I guess if you're Chad and Tyrone or something like that, that might get you. But women have tons of dudes hitting them up. 90% of women on dating sites go for what? 10% of the men? Is that the statistics? Tee, do simps cheat on their girlfriends too? I don't think so. Maybe with Rosie Palmer or Angela, but I think simps worship women. And when they're on the pedestal, the simping ain't easy when they're on the pedestal. And that guy's getting constantly, he's the back burner. He's the third wheel. I mean, in the sense, he's the virtual third wheel, because if that chick gets another message from a nicer or a more stronger man, she's dumping that. She's going to cancel that event with the simp. He's only there. He's a placeholder. That's it, for attention. Hey, Rad, what's up? I got good news. My ex has many credit and can't pay. Hey, Muhammad, good to hear that. Good to hear that. Move forward in life. Let the exes be exes. Let them kick rocks. Celibate for 11 years post-savage divorce, says Jim. December 2020, early 50s, hooked up with an amazing early 20-something. Thought I found my unicorn. Amazing how a red pill man can still be taken advantage of. Again, the plantation is one salami subway away. It's one bologna Joseph. And even Jim. Well, you know what? The savage divorce I went through, and you got to be careful. You got to really be careful of the potential. I mean, it probably feels great to be with a 20-something. You know? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But they can charm you. You know? They know men. Be very careful and take your red pills daily, Jim. When he has forgotten all he learned, do I regret it? Nope. She did not get pregnant and we did not get married. I'm calling it a win. I think that is a huge win, my brother. Women want men to approach, but then complain that men are not aware that they only want validation. Can't be bothered, says R. Well said. Women complain about attention when they don't get it. John Boston, Rad was talking to this woman and she went into a rant of how bad her mom was, and I saw all that hurt and anger. She's a single mom looking for a retirement package, and that's not me, LOL. No, you're not. Update on the SIMP surgeon, and we need to hear the update. No one takes the fool serious since 2015-ish. Well, there's still simps out there, and the simps are going to be around for a long, long time until they get recycled, washed up, thrown to the curb. But then there's all these people that still believe in marriage. I met a guy that's on his 4th marriage, and he still believes in love. He said he picked the wrong ones. That mentality will destroy you eventually. Matt's success possibly because his impatient ex-girlfriend left him now regrets it and pissed, but put yourself always first. Says, call me Coon. Yeah. Some of his stuff is good. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a cold approach PUA dude. I mean, I know that he counsels guy. He does have some good red pill wisdom, but it's kind of the foundation, how he tries to steer guys to, date and cold approach. That's not my gig, but some stuff I like about him. Have you heard about the millionaire surgeon who divorced his wife because she was escorting behind his back? Teehee, I have. See, it doesn't matter who you are. Brad Pitt got divorced. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. Women seek attention and validation, and they're looking for the bigger, better thing, BBT or BBO, bigger, better option. The new LeBron Space Jam is so bad they removed him from the advertising on snacks and things at Kroger. I didn't even look. I don't want to see him in movies. I'm tired of him. Let's see. I deleted all these stupid ass dating apps. I mean, go on there for attention. That's what they do. Yeah. Women go on there, get their 32 likes, and they can, go through the day and say they're happy. They're not going to ever. Most of them don't even respond back. Black Pill Neo, howdy to you, my brother. Good to have you. Rick, checking in. Salute to you, Rick. Fremont is a great place to drink for the rad meetup. Fremont for 200 Trebek. Hell yes. When I go to Vegas, I do not hang out at the Strip. I go to Fremont, where the freaks are, where the fun is. And they got that indoor zip line. It's kind of fun to watch a bunch of tweakers. But that's where we go. Teddy Boy Smith, hi Rad, good to have you all the way from across the pond. Timmy says he's heading to Lake Havasu tomorrow to hang with a buddy who's been married happily 35 years. He's a leader in the relationship, and Maria is his wife, fit, feminine, and friendly, and 1% to 2%. There are 1% to 2%ers. Good for him. I support guys that are happily married with a happily married wife and vice versa. I don't believe in divorce. However, the reality is completely different from fantasy. Ben's in the house. Appreciate you making this video, Rad. Saw you were live and wanted to tune in. I hit the sheets due to an early shift tomorrow morning. Watch it tomorrow and have a great night. We'll talk about that pedestal. Women want something they can't have. Women constantly seek more and more and more. The more you give, the less you get. Remember that, folks. What up, Rad? Pastels are simp colors. Matt Downer. This is a blue. Not a baby blue. A little bluer. But you are right. You are right. Rad, my friend, the simp surgeon, she's putting him on Facebook every time he's at her house. He's 5'4", but over 6 foot when he stands on his wallet. He's smiling because she's smuggling his salami. Dang right. And more than that, charm is deceitful and beauty is passing. Proverbs 31:30. See how Father Time rules over Mother Nature. Ooh, I like that. That's my man laying down some wisdom. Father Time rules over Mother Nature. Ain't that the truth? See ya. I wake up every morning celebrating shit because I don't have to answer to a crazy biatch. Big Sean, my brother. Ain't it wonderful when you can wake up and know that you're in charge of your life? You are living on purpose. You are chasing what brings you complete happiness, knowing that no matter what you did or what you could do or what you potentially want to do doesn't mean anything to the modern day female. You can't make them happy. 98% of them. I get it, Rad. Best choice is to move on. Thank you, woman. The cheater going to cheat always. That's right. Once a cheater, always a cheater, my brother. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You kick her to the curb. How tall are you? Rebel against defeat. Oh, 5'9.5". I say 5'10". I probably shrunk due to my due to getting older. My spine's probably shrinking. AJ. For me, it's Sturgis for Bike Week. Are you headed to Sturgis? Hell yeah, Matt. I want to hear all about it. Every man gets one chance to make a fool of himself with a woman, but never again. If you do not learn from it, you are a simp. Jim King laying it down to Chinatown. I've just learned that women can see a man as just a friend, but men cannot be just friends with women. You will catch feelings. Had to learn that. Well, you know what? I was reading this guy who was pretty red-pilled alpha. He liked a girl. He was completely standoffish, never called her back. She chased him and chased him and chased him. Wanted his attention, did everything, loved on him. And then all of a sudden he's like, I want to see where this goes. Maybe she's different. The moment that happened, the flip switch, she lost attention and it went the other way. So our brains are different. Understand that. $1 million ragdoll wife. Money doesn't make a woman quality. She already has to be. Never flaunt your net worth. No. You know what's an aphrodisiac? Mystery. Mystery with gals. Or with you. If you decide to have a short-termer. And I'm hanging out with my buddies for that. I bet it's packed out in Sturgis right now. They're saying like 800,000. Ain't no cerveza bug. Rad, the woman I spoke to who was angry with her mom, she's the type of woman I could see bashing me on FB if I went out with her on a slow Tuesday. Man, that guy, he had no idea what he's doing, John. All that surgeon training and medical school, man, he's made him dumber than rocks when it comes to women. Let's all say a prayer for the surgeon of John's friend. Women want something they can't have enough of. More. I love it. I love it. The more you give, the less you get. For the modern day woman, the 98%. Beautiful life, all the way from Laguna Beach. Always a pleasure to have you. Matt Downer, I believe in Father Time over Mother Nature any day. Father Time versus Mother Nature for 300 Trebek. Rad, can you do a Rad stream on Sunday about the friend zone? I think it's an important red pill topic for simps to be aware of. Yes, the friend zone of the simp. But Sunday, I'll probably talk about it. There's going to be a live stream with Batman and Freaky Jersey Tales, and I think somebody else Sunday at noon Mountain, 2 o'clock Eastern. We'll see if we can talk about that. Every man gets one chance to make a fool of himself, but never again. Damn right. That should be repeated 3, 4, 5 times. But never again if you do not learn from it, you are a simp. It's not. Cryptic. It's not women that you should focus on fighting. It's narcissism, which is another form of witchcraft. Well said. You cannot fight narcissism. You have to walk away from it. Narcissism is something that never goes away. A subset of solipsism. Cryptic K. Where are you at? Tell me where you're from. Rad, does your ex regret breaking up the family? My ex has serious regret, but that's the problem with women. They don't see 5 feet in front of them. Who knows? I'm sure there's regret. She reaches out eventually, these bizarre cryptic messages. But you know what? Kick them to the curb. Kick them to the curb when they don't see the value. And they'll never see the value. And the guys that take exes back, it's even 10 times worse. They're never changing. I think guys can be friends with girls if they don't find them attractive. Yes, but I think women finding men attractive, I think it's harder for women. But I would agree with that statement. You're all stuck in an echo chamber, which is an attack to stop you. Witchcraft strictly works off of perception, all of it. I don't know much about witchcraft. Mars in the house, good to see you, brother. COVID equals witchcraft. It's a conspiracy of some sort. Rad, I'm planning on limb lengthening surgery to gain 6 inches. I'm 5'8" and muscular. I have a notch count of 29 at 28, but want Chad treatment. Cost is, ooh. You're 5'8". You're slaying. Don't worry about it. I mean, that seems like a real 6 inches would put you at 6'2". That seems like, I've seen people that do that. That seems like a very painful surgery. But hey, if that's what you want to do it. But in the end, why are you doing it for? You want to be like Chad? But you got a notch count of 29 at 28. Those are good numbers. I mean, that means you work. It's up to you. Meet different girls this week, all 3 over 40. It's the same wasteland of damage, debt, and DNA. Again, what do they bring to the table? Do they stand beside you? Do they pick up the tab for you? Do they make you dinner? Do they scratch your back? I guarantee you 98% won't do that. Father Time heals all wounds. I don't know if I believe that. It's basically changing it's acceptance is what heals all of your wounds. Accepting your state, where you came from, where you're going, where you want to go. Yes, it's simps and feminisms that's beating our ass like it is. I would agree. 100%. Rad, women over the age of 35 with 3 kids by 3 other men have the audacity to try to make small talk with me while exercising. Accountability, my friend. A woman is interested in you. And great. But knowing what they have under the hood and in their baggage, she sounds like she got more issues in a fashion magazine. Let's see, cryptic. Narcissism is someone living in a delusional world. Correct. O Mundo. Slamcade. So disappointed in Arnold. What a sellout. I used to look up him years ago. So many simps regurgitating programming in the mainstream. Boycott the narrative. I think he's lost a lot of testosterone, my friend, at his age. But it is what it is. Good to have you. Once you accept and understand that women are not logical and not use logic, the truth will set you free. Women are more emotional than logical. Well said. Men are more logical than emotional. Well, who knows now with all the simping and snowflaking? Lots of crybabies. Mr. 81BG, pump and dump, catch and release, don't eat that toxic meat. Throw relationships, return her back to the deep in the streets. You know what? For the majority of women and men, that is absolutely the best thing to do. For the 1% to 2%, maybe there's something. Never take an ex back, never. Absolutely. For rebellion as the sin of witchcraft. Had to take 8 weeks off from weight training, killed my soul, but back at it for the last 2 weeks. I already feel like a superhero. I love exercising. I was there today at the gym. I love lifting weights. Just keeping my body going. Moving energy. Move energy. That's all we're doing. So the guy, the simp that's putting that woman on the pedestal is not moving energy. He's put himself last. He's put his purpose last. His now purpose is a woman. Never, never, ever have a woman that is your purpose. And the woman that is your purpose is on a pedestal. The moment you put someone else on a pedestal, you're done. You're suffering. You ain't ever going back until you put yourself back on. You burn that pedestal down and you make a new one and you put yourself on it and you never put anyone else on it. That's right. Jim King is on the pedestal. Lay it down at Chinatown. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Good to have you, brother. Taking an X bag like trying to put the poop back in. It don't work. Don't do it, AJ. Timmy Kramer. I would agree. I think that's a very difficult surgery. If you're already slaying, I wouldn't worry about it. There is a Brazilian channel called Social Arts. Currently, he and other channels are discussing the new law on psychological violence against women that was approved a few days ago. Fernando, good to have you, brother. I don't know about that. I'll have to check it out. If you don't there's probably going to be a law in the future that if the man doesn't pick up the tab, then that's probably some subset of domestic violation. Lord Spawn, I'm here, but I need to say goodbye working a boat. Good to have you, brother. Always a pleasure to hear from you. AJ, do not do that surgery. Another one. Women need the friend zone. She gets a tradesman, mechanic, chauffeur, entertainer, daycare provider, and an emotional tampon. Guys, you do not want to be their emotional tampon. The reason you men are here is because you don't understand that you've been separated from the rest. MGTOW is the first logical place to end up, but it's not the destination. I would agree. Yeah, we're not. I don't know if you've been seeing much about my channel. We don't hate on women. We understand how to navigate life and to move forward. We're not stuck and keep talking about hypergamy. We're talking about the pedestal because the pedestal allows somebody else to be on it and not you, hence taking you off the purpose and taking you away from the destination where you want to go. So I agree with that 100%. Cryptic. There's something else, but you have to get past your ego. A lot of these channels, and you're probably further down the road than a lot of guys, but a lot of these channels where people have to understand the whole awareness. And once you get to the point where you become aware, then you move forward. You might not watch these channels anymore. Content. I might go away someday and say, you know what? Hey, I did my part for the community to help men, and now it's somebody else needs to take the baton. But I would agree with that, Cryptic. Been having a weird week, moving next week, been feeling unmotivated and anxious. Advice on what to do when you feel unmotivated. Men first, official CPA. Well, number one thing is you accept that you're feeling unmotivated. You have to accept it. What's your brain going to do? Find ways to remove that anxiety. And I would move your energy somehow. Walk around, go to the gym, go to a new place to eat. Do something different. That is how you get out of the funk. Trust me. Good to have you. In reality, men only want to be friends with hot women. If we are honest, no one wants to be friends with fat Brenda or ugly Glenda. Real talk. Laying it down in Chinatown, Teddy boy. Ultimate Simp song, Aerosmith Angel. Correct. Men like us work in both sides of the brain. Holistic thinking. That's why they put you on Adderall at 5. Well, we have to get out of the programming, That's what we need to talk about, the programming of life, where we went wrong, what happened. The last 60 years have proven that relationships and putting not putting our purpose first has taken us out of the game. Dating is a simp sport and costs money, says Matt. Rad, what is a respectful notch count for a 30-year-old woman? 1, 0. Unless if you want, by the time she's 30, if she ain't married or hooked up, she's got a very high count. I think most men fear moving forward. We like to be stuck in thought pattern and what was done to us. We're upset about life. But a lot of guys on this channel are out doing their own thing. A lot of guys are out hiking, putting themselves first, traveling, moving, going by themselves. It's a process. That way, acceptance is a process, right? Why do hoes want men over 6 feet tall? Short people need love too. I think it's programming. It comes down to programming, right? Y'all have every one of these MGTOW guys on a pedestal. Well, I think some people do. But again, it's a process. Hello, gents. Have a great day, everyone. Cyberzoni, good to have you. Man, wish I could make it to Vegas as Chili Pepper. Well, maybe we'll do something different for the guys that can't make it. Dark Minds. Porn is addictive and will have you chasing women the way to get that fixed. Porn is another way of, I'm not going to judge anyone, but putting women in your mind is basically putting a woman on a pedestal. If you think about it, it's giving women power. Well said, Dark Minds. Mars Lau, I remember an older woman was trying to talk to me with her 16-year-old daughter, and I tried talking to her too, but I felt something wrong. I decided to back off. Glad I did. I'm no father figure. Let her find a different stepfather. That is not you, Mars. Well done. What do you think of Fresh and Fit? I've been watching a lot. I watched a couple. I don't know. I'm not into hearing from these gals all the time that they get on their show. And they're young guys. They're 30. They haven't lived. I don't get a lot of value out of what they say just because I'm older and I've lived 20 years longer than those guys. But, they do have an audience, and younger guys could definitely benefit from that. So go for it. Rad rule number 3, no one can fix you but you. Rad rules for 300 Trebek. Welcome to Costco. Love it. Looks are the most important factor in attraction in 2021. Women no longer need men for survival in 2021 because they have big daddy government jobs. Looks max, money max, and live for yourself. Be selfish, huh? You're not saying anything that's not mistaken, my brother. So I've been hanging out with females a little. I never pay for anything at all. I don't offer at all. It's funny. They look on their faces almost as if they don't want equality. When you don't do that, what happens, Redmine? Do they still call you the next day or text you? Women cheat with men who call out their BS. Call me coon. Need to break the spell of external validation. Yes, you do. We do not need anyone to validate ourselves but our internal self. Slowly starting to see red pill MGTOW is spreading chili pepper. I think guys are definitely waking up to realize, especially young guys, that how dating is, and they go online looking for ways to date, and they find PUA or, cold approach, and then they find red pill. Any love song is a simp song. Yes. Early Metallica, my brother. Women hate you. Women want you to pedestalize them, but then when you do, they hate you for it. It's that dopamine. It's the dopamine. I'll be honest with you. Ever since my wife died, you have been the rock holding me together. Your wife is not dead. She is dead to me. Yes, mine died. All right, tell the women this. What's Cryptic say? Ladies are going to target you, so you'll vote for Biden. They want to give you the back, so you'll pressure us men into doing it. Their idea is to use one weakness we struggle to control against us. I can say without hesitation, if they succeed in this war with God and his people, will be inevitable. Gotcha. They typically don't submit to men they see beneath them, financially, looks, or otherwise. It all correlates with why they don't want date short men, stand tall, and all guys. I would never do anything for a woman. I would never get Botox. I would never. Be on your purpose. That's the best thing you can do. Update your software from the deep programming. Absolutely. Update your software by chasing excellence and chasing your purpose. Putting yourself first, putting yourself on the pedestal. That's the software we're going. I'm in and out, by the way, so I missed that. Gotcha. Women today have zero training on how to be a proper wife, zero cooking, cleaning, baby care. Why would any sane man take a risk and get married? Timmy Kramer, laying it down to Chinatown. That's the real deal Holyfield right there. What do they bring to the table? That's the question you need to ask. Matt Downer's out. See you later, brother. Got my acoustic guitar out this week for the first time in a few years. Also planning on buying a bike. Need to occupy my mind. There you go. Learn to play guitar. Yeah. Cryptic, you want to see something supernatural? Look at Earth and compare it to all the other planets. Numb to the truth. Numb to the truth. They only want equality when it's convenient. Vin and Link. Equality is a word that only exists in the dictionary. Plus, Rebel, you'll be surprised how many of your followers are bots. Can do it with Termux. Oh, interesting. Probably. You never know now. This technology is out of control. Incremental improvement is unstoppable. Just be a little better every day. You'll have setbacks. Be kind to yourself, but keep at it. Eventually, you will stack enough good decisions to start moving. Red Mind Man. And acceptance is the key. Acceptance is the key. Accepting where you came from, where you are, and where you want to go. Right? Chase excellence. Don't put anybody on a pedestal. The moment she's on a pedestal, you're rejected. It's a rejection machine. It's built that way. Worshipping a woman on a pedestal is the ultimate simp delusion. It doesn't do anything but reject you more and more. It's simple as that. People ask me, well, she's on a pedestal. You understand what the guy's doing, and he thinks putting her on a pedestal is going to help him. It ain't helping him worth shit. Nothing. So once I took the red pill, literally every ballad was virtually worthless. I couldn't even listen to it. Stephen Grieco in the house. Yep, I agree. When you start listening to these songs, some of I do listen to country, but I like to play their stuff. And I know all the country is simping, but I like how the chords work. And it's as simple as that. But I like metal, where metal, you're not into massive amounts of simping. But for the majority, most of the music out there, ballads especially, is complete simp. If you want to not listen to simp, listen to punk rock from the 80s. Alpha Male Strategy says the touch of a woman is deadly. Teddy Boy Smith, I would agree with that 100%. Charm, physical touch, smile. A woman smiling at you could be deadly. Gonna get back on fasting. I'm fasting today, brother. Going 20 hours till tomorrow. Well, 19 or 20. I went 24 today. So I'm going to pull back 3 to 4 hours and take a little Friday and Saturday off. Good for you. Red Mind Man. Over 6'6", and your wife left you. Height means nothing. Bezos' wife took half of his billions. Wealth means nothing. Everything means nothing to women who only want more. That's well said. The more you give, the less you get. And the drug is more. Drug is more. More attention, more validation, more things, more materials, more youthfulness. Think about that. More youthfulness is what they're chasing outside of the materials. They don't want to age. They know the wall is approaching extremely fast. Well said, Red Mind. The U.S. government wants every man to get the poke because it has mind control to be a simp blue pill worshiper. You are not mistaken, my friend. Welcome to Costco. This woman told me she didn't want to date me anymore. Next day, she is texting me, good night, darling. It's probably how you handled it. You can't mess around with the emotional brain of a woman. She will usually have 12 to 15 hurricanes a day. One minute she's in love with you. The next minute she doesn't want to date you anymore. The next day she texts you. Right? Female nature. We don't hate on it. We understand it. Some metal is really red pill, black pill, fit for an autopsy. Been enjoying them lately. Heavy music, lots of talent. Love them. Love them. Pedestalizing women will turn into the celebrity and fan situation. Treat them like a celebrity. They'll treat you like a fan. Well said, Kami-kun. We need to remind ourselves that. Red Mind, I had a MILF hit on me in front of her 6'5" linebacker husband. I want height for pump and dumps, no marriage, no hookup. You need to think really seriously about that surgery, my brother. You're already successful with the ladies, and your height has nothing to do with it. It's confidence. I don't know how much I believe in that whole height looks maxing. I mean, there's probably some truth to it, but you're doing fine as is. Telling my son to not get married, don't want him to be a simp like I was. I was talking about Arnold's comments about the jab, him saying, screw your freedom, you're about him. You're right about him losing. I think he's lost testosterone. I really do. I mean, he's getting soft, right? He needs to go watch some of his old movies. The more you give, the less you get. Sounds like a rad rule for 500 Trebek. The more you give, the less you get for 500 Trebek. Would you advise your daughter to marry an average male or baby trap a successful man? I have daughters, and I'm trying to look at this from no. No. If she gets married, I hope she does it for the right reason, but I kind of don't think my daughter is in the 1 to 2%. And I'm a realist. I think she's part of the 98% big time. So I don't know if she'll get married. I really don't. And it's kind of sad, but it's reality. Karis Keller in the house. I also have a female friend who's wonderful to me. She is kind, caring, affectionate, supportive. I've bonded with her on a deep level, but now realize it's a mistake. You have caught feelings. Feelings, yeah, you can catch feelings. You got to be on your game, which is your purpose is first. Happens to a lot of people. Height means something if she's into height right now. Right now is the exact point. She's into your height, AJ, right now. And then after right now comes she's into your money. And then after that, she's into what? Your attention. And then after that, she's into what? Not you anymore. Cryptic, I don't know what that means. Something. AJ Lifts, All Men Must Read No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. Feminism, moms and female teachers condition boys to seek women's validation and sacrifice for women. I live for myself and answer to no one, Steve McQueen. I love Steve McQueen. The reality is Mr. Nice Guy is absolutely 100% right. Robert Glover has done study based on that 70-year gap of what happened to men used to work in the fields and they went to the factory. The woman raised the kids, taught them in school, taught them in Sunday school, and men, no wonder it become simps. Industrial Revolution, manufacturing, men in office buildings took the men and the boys out of the fields and the farms. I mean, it was progression of life, but that's what happened. That's why there's so many snowflakes. Joshua, to the guy wanting surgery, don't. I'm an athletic 6'1" black British lad living in Scottsdale. Woo, he's British, 6'1", black, and Scottsdale, earning six figure. They're all the same. Focus on you and your purpose. Peace sleeve is overrated. Love it. This is why we do this channel. This channel is to help men share experiences with other men. Advice, topics. Why would you do this? Why wouldn't you not do that? Avoid this, avoid that. Seek this, seek that. Very well said. And I'm sure the ladies, Joshua, are in love with your British accent. I wonder if birth control is one of the main causes for these problems with females. You know what? I've read certain things that birth control really messes up the wiring. And I also think, antidepressants and all that crap. Anything you're popping in your mouth is messing with your chemistry. Saw a good video on Bulldog Mindset saying you need to set a policy, no female friends. I don't think he's wrong. Look what happened to Chris, right? You become bonded over her. I had a friend, and when I first moved out, we were friends. I had no desire, no sexual attraction to her, and she wanted to hang out, and she started catching feelings for me. I had to completely cut it off. So the more you hang out, the more that potential has the ability to happen. What do you think of no contact? I think no contact is great, especially for my ex, but I can't really go no contact, but no contact is great for exes that cheat on you, for people that leave you. No contact, if you do it right, it's for you. It's not for her. It's not for the relationship. It's for you to get back on your grind. There are a lot more guys out there than bad ones. Just teach them to respect, honor, support, and stay loyal. Remember that society teaches women to be masculine providers. Now they do. Hell yeah. Women are turning mouthy, egotistical, masculine. Good chilling with you, call me Coon. Just look at the male-female ratio in colleges these days. Women have basically been taught to be men. Just do the opposite. Guys are not getting involved. Beautiful life. Ask him, Chris Keller. Why is she a mistake? Ed Hutch, how you doing, brother? I was at her house yesterday to buy her old tin for my garage. What the heck? Someone put some lights in her garage, so I just confront her now. What up with the lights in the garage? Peace to you, my brother. I don't know. What's going on with the lights? Interesting. I need to know. Tell us more. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well with your daughters. Absolute knowledge seekers in the house. Rad is live with you. I believe a good woman has a lot to do with her relationship with her father. Bingo. Laying it down to Chinatown. I should say laying it down to Beantown. Right? That is the number one green flag in my book. And that flag doesn't always fly it full staff. That is probably the best potential inclination of a woman. But I did actually hang out with a gal that had a great relationship with her dad, but she was batshit crazy. But I think that's a good sign if she loves her father, she respects him, if she had a great relationship. That basically says she didn't go out and get tattoos and banged up, but you never know. That is a good sign, though. That is a green flag. A red flag would be the opposite. Be careful of those Scottsdale ladies. Timmy Kramer knows about them. Most peace sleeve I got was thrown at me or fell in my lap. The absolute knowledge seekers. You don't need to chase. It's not supposed to be like pulling teeth to bang non-virgins. It's amazing what you learn in your teens and 20s, forget in your 30s, and then remember again in your 40s and 50s. I envy those who do not need to learn from their mistakes. I've learned from mine, Mr. Jimmy. I've learned from mine. Put yourself first. Again, you have to ask yourself, very, very few women bring anything to the table. The accent doesn't hurt. College was heaven. I'm sure it was, brother. It's a mistake because I'm the friend zone and the girl is in a relationship, but she befriended me and seems to care about me. But Chris Keller, she's got some dude she's stringing along to do handyman crap. That's my damn garage. And I've been there. I remember when she was still in the marital house, she hired someone to fix something. And that's my job. That's my damn house. You know what I'm saying? That's my garage. I get it. You just have to accept it and move forward. So as long as you're not paying for it. You never know. The U.S. Gov can make men think like this because they don't want to pay for medical expenses when this cute woman becomes old crotchety hags, Mr. 81BG. You know, healthcare for women later in life is much more expensive. I'm in the healthcare industry. 64% of all patients are female after the age of 50 in hospitals and ambulatory settings, which are clinics and doctors' offices. Red Mind, it's been said before, but Jezebel has a counterpart, Ahab. Look up Ahab. He was the ultimate simp. Made his wife murder his neighbor because he wanted the neighbor's land. Ooh. I vaguely remember Ahab. I'll help check that out. This is off topic, but a few of my friends are not seeing eye to eye lately because I found out that they gossip like females. No surprise, Mars. They have wives, but in the end, the ways are going to catch up. It's one thing to talk about things and discuss things about other people, but not in a gossiping way. And I like to hear about people and, wait, what's he or she up to? What's the latest, you know? But it's when you start making shit up, right? Gossip is complete exposing things that shouldn't be exposed or making up shit. But you're right. Men are turning into women. No contact or blocking is not about getting them back. It's about protecting yourself. Do what you have to do to be safe, happy, and healthy. 100%, Jim. No contact is all about you getting back on your grind. Lisa Smith, all the way from Kansas City. Good to have you in the chat again. Timmy, I know all about those scallywag. It's a nope. I don't think I've heard scallywag for a long time, Mr. Joshua. No contact and blocking is the only way to deal with unreasonable liabilities, with nothing better to do than screw you over. I don't block anyone unless they're massively crazy. Because I love to see messages that come through 6 to 12 months later, and by then you're like, who is this? But no contact is all about you to get you back. And it releases the attachment that you once had. And that's the only way to do it. Accept the fate, no contact, write your list, move energy. I'm going to go no contact on this woman who tells me she doesn't want to date. Radio silent, my friend. Radio silent. Spending time and bonding with women is when you'll catch feelings. I will keep women on surface level, no deep stuff. I think you're right, Chris. I was just thinking, I wish I knew Rad was live. I have military retirement, so the ladies I know, they have free healthcare pass with me. I don't even mention it now or my law degree. Yeah, I just popped up tonight. Not your fault, north south. Every now and again, will just pop up because I just want to talk to folks. I get my red pills as well in this scenario. But yeah, free healthcare, man. Would be a good thing for military, a spouse of a military person. You guys have a really good TRICARE, right? What we got here? Who is this? The only complete sentence Chad and Tyrone ever sent. I think you're right. When I was dating, guys who tried that pedestal crap were shut down. That's coming from a woman. Yeah, it's a rejection machine. That's the pedestal. If you ever seek the external validation of a woman, she's on the pedestal. She's already rejected you. I don't take an ounce of crap from females. That's a very good way to live your life. MGTOW Absolute. MGTOW Knowledge Seekers. Rad, what's good? E is in the house. Good to have you. Haven't seen you for a little bit. The dudes acting like women get no respect from women. They will cheat on them with a side dude who acts like a real man. Guys, women want strong, stoic men on purpose. They do not want men who worship women. Right? Do not take crap from women ever since taking the red pill. I think that's the reality. Don't take their crap. Put yourself in a line, in a destination, in a journey that's going to give you the best return on investment. A woman will never give you the best return on investment. Well, 98% won't. Edgar Neal's in the house. Good to have you. Edgar. And you've got a nice little icon there and a yellow tank or a yellow sports bra. Pasadena, California, Euclid Avenue. Know that area very well, my friend. Good to have you. Heat wave out here. I can't wait to ski this winter. It's hot. Isn't it hot lately? Glad you're back. When is it ever okay to cohab? Never. This is what cohab and marriage do. Now, for the 98%, I have to always specify it. Familiarity breeds contempt. Living with someone and marriage breeds familiarity. Familiarity breeds contempt. Contempt breeds destruction of the relationship, whether it's mental, emotional, or physical, or even sexual. The red pill is the new religion. It's very liberating and freedom. Jarrell Kemp in the house. Good to have you, brother. I think it is a religion, or it's just a way of thinking. It's basically looking at life by putting yourself on. Someone asked me, what's red pill? It's putting you, the man who thought putting a woman, marriage, and cohab should be on the pedestal. And look where that got us. The red pill and a man going his own way is putting himself first, is putting his dreams, his excellence, his purpose. That's all it is. And it's waking us up to government, education, relationships, family relationships as well. There's a lot of things the red pill covers that 20% of it is 20 to 50%, I would say, relationship based. Everything else start getting woken up. You look at the programming. Sick Vlad, Tyrone also says, you don't forget my Taco Bell. Damn right. I used to love Taco Bell in high school, but I like Del Taco now. Red Mine, I think that's why women start to flock when men quit women. They admire the strength it takes to walk away from women. It's also the ultimate tease. Your best negotiating tactic is to walk away and not look back, just like in the Bible. Remember the chick that looked back? She turned to stone? Truth in that. I just heard the song, I don't care who you are, what you did, as long as you love me. Damn so blue pill we were raised on. Sounds like something Journey would sing. People are only as loyal as their options. Get to a point where you can replace a woman like a blender. Relational equity does not exist. There's no such thing as an emotional bank account. Emotional bank accounts for 200 Trebek. Cracks me up when the Christian Bachelor says that. Yeah, Gregory, right? Lisa Smith, in the words of JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson, not all, but most. That's what I say. 98% are not recommended. Did I say they're bad, wrong, horrible? No, they're not recommended in Rad's world. And hopefully not in your guys' world. Just like my uncle friend who married a female that not only cheated on him, but got impregnated by another man. He has the nerve to act better than someone else. He's a deluded jerk-off. Delusional, Mars. Delusional. Why would a married woman want show affection to a male friend? Because she's bored of her husband and she seeks attention from others. It's the same reason Stephen Curry's wife of the Golden State Warriors seeks attention. She's bored of Steph Curry. So, female nature. They bored him so much that this woman, seeks the attention of other men. It's reality. We have to wake up to it, Teddy boy. Amazing how many girls on Fresh and Fit say Tyrone and Chad have bad hygiene. They don't even have to wash the jewels or brush teeth to hook up. No, they don't. Jeg, the only winning move is not to play. Well said. Well said. Well said. Did a video on that. A few don't, but all can. We've all seen how even the best ones can go nuts once a month. You're right. You're right. And you know what? My mother went through menopause, obviously, and she was batshit crazy. And my mom was a good mom. She stood by her father or her husband. I could never go to my mom and try to have my mom give me something. Like if I wanted to have a sleepover, we used to have sleepovers in the 70s, right? We'd hang out, watch movies till 3 a.m, wake up and go home. Or go hang out with my friend. And my mom would always say, go ask your father. Always stood by him. But she was batshit crazy in menopause. And she had to go on all these crazy hormones. So, it's unfortunate, but women go through that, and so there's nothing they can do about it except fix it. And hopefully they understand their plight, and the man can be, if they're married, bring the man involved and say, the man's got to understand menopause makes the brain go a little crazy. But they can go nuts. Don't let her complain about the person she's with. Set the standards for yourself. If she does it to him, she'll do it to you. Well said. Take charge of the topics. Most people repeat behavior. Beautiful life. Laying it down in Chinatown. Well said. Life gets so much easier when you stop giving a fuck what women or anyone thinks, or your boss thinks, or your neighbor thinks. The only fucks you should give is what you think about you. When they go nuts, make sure your nuts are far, far away. Walk away, ghost, block, ignore, shunt, and degrade. Law number 36, disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Putting yourself on purpose is the best revenge. Putting yourself first. I would agree with that. Do all girls like to ride Chad, Tyrone, Brad, and Tyrell? What about LaMichael, DeShante? Probably. It's part of the fact that they feel protected by a Chad and Tyrone. And he doesn't give them, a Chad and Tyrone doesn't give them attention. They seek attention. Edgar Neal felt it was time to change your pick. Love it. Classic literature, music, get rid of your TV. I made this move 15 years ago. When I see TV, it's like being graped. TV, radio, and printed press is the destruction of family. Nothing. I would agree with that. I don't have a TV. I have a TV. I haven't had cable for years. It's basically a monitor for my son's Xbox, but I hate TV. Men should date multiple women and treat it like sales. Always be collecting numbers and never rely on a single sale. Make women the frosting to an abundant cake of a life. You know what? You're right. Think about this. There's a bus every 10 minutes. If you get hooked up on one, you're not on purpose. Jesus Christ, Stephen Curry's wife should be super grateful that her husband is taking care of her. In my opinion, she's ungrateful. A woman in her right mind would keep it. It doesn't matter the money. Look at Jeff Bezos' wife, right? Brad Pitt. Donald Trump, for hell's sake, was a billionaire. Doesn't matter. Yeah, and he's one of the greatest players in the last 20 years to run the court, and she only cares. She's bored with him. The guy's simped. She's completely bored with him. Will Smith's wife's bored of him. It doesn't matter how successful they are, movie actors, they're bored. Chris Wilson is in the house. Good you tuned in, brother. Always appreciate you. Rad, quit smoking a day. Time to move forward from divorce and alienation from my kids. Good for you. It's the first step to a great life right there. Love it, North South. I would say don't be friends with women, be friendly, but not friends. Well said, Teddy boy. I remember an old friend with benefit used to always gaslight and degrade in a passive-aggressive way. She was a lunatic that should have ghosted her way sooner. There's lots of those in the 98%. The best negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. Always be less invested than she is. Men are romantic, women are pragmatic. AJ Lifts, laying it down in Chinatown. My TV has remained unplugged in the same corner for over a year. And isn't it great? I did watch Sex Life, Netflix, but, I'll just binge watch. If there's a cool show. I don't watch very many shows. Walking Dead. I watch Game of Thrones. And Ozark. Those are the only three. They're offering me a promotion at work, but I would rather say no thanks and relocate. There you go, brother. You're on your purpose when you put yourself first. I never watch TV, only use it for a little gaming, but I've totally quit cold turkey. Gaming, I don't know what to say about it. I'm not a gamer. I just think I'd rather play real video games, which are outside in the trails, riding, and things like that. But I understand that they can be a little bit of a distraction or stress relief for people, so I'm not anti. My kids play them. Fresh and Fit triggered a bunch of women when they compared women to an expensive purse. Watching them melt down was very entertaining. And it's right. Yeah. They are an expensive purse. And then it's funny. I remember buying my wife for like our first Christmas, a Coach purse. I don't even know if Coach is around anymore. 6 months later, she wanted a new purse. Thanks, Rad. Good book is Reinventing Collapse by Dmitry Orlov. He says, if you think communism looked bad when it collapsed, wait till you see capitalism collapse. We're not far away, guys. We are not far away. I'll have to check that book out. I'm thinking there's really no such thing as friends with benefit. I think there's only friends with liabilities. Ooh, laying it down, red mine. You should do a video on that. Stefan Curry will be next. If he's not careful, he should leave her before she... You know who's next? Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube. NBA players are notorious for the worst... They're the biggest simps. TV is a brainwashing tool used by the pedo-liberals to spread their filth and depravity. I would agree, Teddy boy. Will Smith got publicly cucked, and so he's blue-pilled that he doesn't even consciously realize it. And so is Dwayne Wade. Yeah. A new show called The Last Man. Every man in the world dies from virus except one Chad. Ha! I've got to watch a trailer for that. Hi to the other women, Lisa Smith. Love having you guys connect. That book sounds fascinating. Society's already collapsed. The family unit has collapsed, at least in the West. I think the only places it's still around would be Islam countries and stronger countries, but those are even having issues. Society's collapsed. The next thing is capitalism. Religion's collapsed. Economic capital collapse. I often wonder how many women know about the manosphere in MGTOW. Men are waking up, Timmy Kramer. Well, if they don't know about it, they're experiencing the effects of it, right? The Forever Bachelor for 300, Trebek. Television shows are not good anymore, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm wising up or TV shows are not entertaining. I still use my TV for video games, especially games like Assassin. Well, most of the shows now are so goddamn weird. But I did see a movie that was filmed in Germany called Dark. It's on Netflix. I really liked it. It was all about whacked out time travel, different sorts of scenarios, multiple string theory type stuff. Check it out, Dark. It's a German film, and it's really good. I liked it. I had a required YouTube ad earlier from Hulu today. All it was two teen boys disgusting. I just switched tabs. Yeah, I'm seeing it everywhere. Most of the chicks on Fresh and Fit are tatted up, ran through Miami 304s. Agreed. I do like Fresh and Fit's candy store analogy about men versus women's SMV. There's nothing wrong with Fresh and Fit. Giving a woman a legal contract is like giving a professor tenure. There's no incentive for her to behave well because she has you by the balls. Always maintain leverage and avoid marriage cohab. How about the NBA players, NFL players that have guaranteed contracts? Would that be the same? They get hurt, they don't have to do shit. Guaranteed. Unless they do something crazy, like they're in jail or something like that. But you're right. Put yourself first and watch what happens. Watch the magic. There's no character development anymore. It's mostly jump cuts and 304s and simping hunks and some sort of alphabet soup agenda. I just saw that Marky Mark is in a movie with a kid that is gay. I don't know anything about it, but I'm surprised he's doing that movie. Check it out. It's called like Go Joel or something. Beautiful Life. There's a couple of chicks in there. We've got Marcella, Beautiful Life, Cesar, Kansas City, Victoria Campbell, Chris from Mexico, Kay from Europe. A couple bit more. We're at 10. Islam says in the end times, Nick, what do they say? Men will behave like women and women like men. Sheesh, did they not get that right? Your name should be Red Mind Prophet. He does got some, you know what? Subscribe to his channel. Call Me Coon's channel. MGTOW, I don't know if MGTOW Keeper, Knowledge Seekers has a channel. I think you do. I have a question. What's a 304? It's an HOE. It's 304 spelled backwards. Professional athletes are some of the biggest simps out here. Facts. Facts. Absolutely. Men will behave like women and women will behave like men. I had to say that again. You're in the 1% to 2%, you two. It's code for door with a WH in the front of it. Rad, they've only gone and made Robin. I saw that. What's next, guys? What's next? Does anything even surprise anything anymore? Washington's wife's a chick that on video years ago was teaching women, PJ Washington, how to trap guys. Was she the one? And she trapped him, right? You have to get your heart torn into 1,000 pieces before you can become the cold, lovable a-hole. Many men were simps at one point. Don't trust your feelings, folks. The Vigi Spacker in the house. Blank is a big topic of the Catholic Church right now. I do know Marky Mark is a Catholic. There are even some Catholic priests who are GAY, and they say. I think there's a lot of those Catholic priests. Didn't they have that big scandal? On speaking of no character development, don't forget about the Mary Sue of Star Wars, Rey Palpatine. Feminism destroyed the Star Wars franchise. I started to cry. Yeah, I've seen that. The agenda is still big in it. Who's next? Is Luke Skywalker going to be considered? Are they going to say he's alphabet soup? Or Darth Vader? What's next? All I do is change my name formally, MGTOW Absolute. That's right. I thought that was you, brother. Check out his channel too. He's got some good stuff. Saifu's in the house. Saw your video where you're sitting outside on the couch. I think I responded to it, Saifu. Always glad to have the black Irish black man giving us some good experience. Good to have you. Take that as a compliment. Red Mind Prophet. What we got here? Rad, I'll tell you a COVID joke, but 99.9% of you wouldn't get it. You can always try us. There's some smart guys in here. I'm seeing this. I was in a show for too many years. Had no idea this was as messy as it is. I truly did not think women cheated as much as they do. And you are finding out that they do. And it's transparent. There's no hiding anymore. He has to pay $220 a month now. She filed for divorce 2 months after their kid was born. Jeez, look, and how much does he make? That's a lot. That's $2 million a year, $2.5 million a year. Why do liberals want everyone to be? Because it moves the agenda, Chris. It moves the agenda. Takes the man out of the equation. Puts feminism ahead of everything. I was chivalrous with my ex-wife. Eventually, she expected it even if I was sick or tired, says Saifu. I think I can relate to that statement 100%. I enjoy visiting Brussels more than hooking up with random girls. Seems like a cleaner ordeal, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with that. I heard Neo is transgender in the new Matrix film. Is Keanu Reeves? That's got to be a joke. Is Keanu Reeves in the new Matrix films? Well, aren't the directors transgendered? Aren't the two brothers? They turn into women. They destroyed He-Man in the Marvel Universe too. Okay, just kidding. Yeah, I don't think Keanu is swings that way. Latest news in DC: the third Robin, aka Tim Drake, is officially bi. The alphabet soup is cooking. Disgusting. Now modern women see romantic gestures not as a signal that you have interest, but a sign of weakness. It is a sign of weakness, 100%, Saifu. You're absolutely right. Phones only enable the cheat desire. I think they always had it. Phones are just made their internal immortality possible. Yes, they did. Phones, and I do a video on that. Facebook and phones have literally completely flipped and destroyed relationships. Modern women in big cities are out here juggling 3Ds a week. Let's be dead honest. There's no lack of attention from dudes. Eddie Murphy talked about relationships in Delirious and Raw in the 80s. What he said back then is still true in 2021. I would agree. Is trans a satanic act? Look, what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. If you slice your genitals off, there's something wrong. There is something wrong. It's as simple as that. You know what? These days, movies are influencing people to simp. It's like a man falls in a so-called blind love and chases one woman. It's a common theme. Chris Wilson. By design, my brother, is how they're making it. Heard it on Terrence Pop. Is he still on? I will be retired by 30. Love your streams. Glad to have you here. Where are you at? Should that behavior be promoted in schools? I'm a conservative, and I don't believe in that. But they're already pushing it, so it's already being pushed. They have drag queen at public libraries, drag queen book reading for the little guys. They despise romantic gestures because they reveal weakness, but they still want romantic gestures because they want to be pedestalized. Remember, they love attention, but what they get with the attention, they laugh about it. They wait for the next one. The pedestal is a rejection machine. It's all it is. When you pedestalize a woman, you become rejected. Not probably right away, but you've been rejected emotionally, sexually, and she's only using you for your mental and the physical stimulation she gets from your attention, whether it's a box of chocolates or, I just saw this guy. He did this post, and he actually said, "I'm taking one woman to Hawaii, all expenses paid. Please tell me why it should be you." Is that not a simp move? Baphomet, their deity is trans. Look up a picture. I know in the Philippines, the transgender movement has been alive and well for decades. Women want a man they can look up to. Simping means you are lower in value. I would buy myself a $1,000 chain before I would buy a woman a ring. Smart. Male effeminacy is a sin which would include cross-dressing. Guys, anytime, if you're taking a masculine man that's not interested in building a true family, you have an issue. But I believe the agenda is being pushed to remove the man, the toxic man, from the world. Why do you think Sports Illustrated did what they did? Why are they allowing beauty contestants that are male to win pageants in Nevada? It's all by design. It's all for you. It's all for men to think that they are watching a woman when in fact it's not. and then they find this woman beautiful, well, this person beautiful, and then they realize it's a man. Oh, they don't look that bad. Maybe I'll go with a transgender. I mean, it's all about softening the acceptance of it. I saw Landwell on the train. She rolled her eyes at a dude who was at least 3 SMV points above her. Her entitlement is sickening. Yeah, Matt from 33 Secrets did a video on why you should never date this certain type of person, and he talked exactly about what you just said. Proposing is a simp move, never kneel. Red Mind Man. Jawar is in the house, the author of 7 books. I'm going to send you a packet of razors so you can look like Rad. And if she doesn't respect her father, run fast, Carl, laying it down to Chinatown. Yes, sirree, Bob. That is the #1 red flag in my book. No longer is it a phone or a tattoo. If the woman respects her father, that is a huge green flag. But that is not the end all and be all of who that person can be. At least she respects the man, which means she could respect another man. However, society might have gotten her through programming, or the mother might be a feminist. You never know. The blue pill dream that a woman is capable of loving her man as she is loved by him. We all have been lied and programmed about this, and it started in the Romantic period in 1770 and 1848. I remember the Romantic period a lot in my history. I was a minor in history at one point. When I go to the store nowadays, all I see are plump females. Only a few ones left. Only a few fit ones left, and they are frequently overtly narcissistic. Because the ones that are, the other ones that aren't the heavies, are in the gym trying to look like men. I saw a bunch of CrossFit gals that had huge deltoids and biceps. It just, God, it doesn't look good. I like to watch girls trying on bikinis on YouTube, starting to get some trans women making videos, and you can't tell at first. It's the voice that give it away. Go on and look. I mean, I wouldn't do this, but if you really want to see, there are women, well, men who are dressing up like women and have huge YouTube channels, and a lot of them look like, I wouldn't have known if someone showed me a picture. They look better than, they put makeup on better than a lot of women I've seen outside. But then when they start talking, or you see their Adam's apple, a lot of them have had this taken down. Saifu. I had an FWB for a while. I got to trade romance for sex, fulfilling fantasy. Is that not what we all try to do? Modern women do not appreciate your value as a man. Do not be a victim. You're right. You're right, 100%, Saifu. Can't believe a trans woman won the beauty pageant. Guy, it's all by design. It's all to make you think differently. Rewire the man's brain. Women must remain virgins for life unless they marry. That is the only hope for humanity. No hymen, no diamond. That's what they say, right? Love Percy by Shelley. A god and his words got me laid many times. But as an older man, I now see him as a simp who is amazing at poetry. Well said, Jim. Rad, I was so blue pilled, I used to tell my buddies that I would give my life for my wife. Thank God I woke the F up and learned about female nature. Now women are just for fun, period. Anthony is in the house from Mexico. Good to have you, brother. Well said. Diarrhea in Dubai for 5,000. I'm going to pay doctors 60 grand to do all the hair work to avoid going bald like Coach Greg. Forehead reduction procedure, hairline. Oh my gosh, you're nuts. Hey, I'll support you though. You can get tons of women and ladies without your hair. Talking about society, all that's prevalent is hypocritical stuff these days. We should do what makes us happy. Caring about social opinions equals unhappiness. Chris Wilson, laying it down to Chinatown. Love it. You're right. Caring about what other people think is a road to misery in a state called depression or suffering. All relationships are transactional, including friends and women. Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? Best thing you can do is the full package. Sell 304 is a dream. Smash and dash. It's a good way to protect yourself. No hymen, no diamond. Should obese people be sectioned under Mental Health Act? Well, they use food as a drug. You tell me. But a lot of women now don't believe they're fat. They believe going to a gym is fat phobic. You got to watch some of these fat cringe videos. They blow me away. I wish my dad was still here. I would clone him. Any woman raised by a strong father has a much better advantage in life. R.I.P. Dad. Condolences, Lisa, to your father. I'm sure he raised a very strong family because you are a example of having a strong father figure in your life. I wish there were more like you. Fat girls, if she ain't 180, she ain't a lady. I love it. I love it. If she ain't 180, she ain't a lady. Yeah. Female empowerment is bait and switch. Women lose in the end. Just look at the hordes of post-walls. Family destruction by the woman is the goal. Sure is the goal of feminism and communism and socialism. They have hymen surgery. Alpha male lifestyle almost got tricked by an Egyptian hijabi pretending to be a Muslim. Interesting. Interesting. You don't look 50. I don't feel 50. I'll be 50 in a year. Do you like Joe Rogan? Yeah, I like some of his stuff, but I know that he kind of played a little bit of a liberal side a while back, but he just had somebody on the other day and he went off. Can't remember what the video was, but I enjoyed him. Everybody said he was coming back to the old Joe Rogan. The worst part is just like the man said, what have you done for me lately? No matter how much you spent in attention, time, and money, they want bigger or better next time. 100%, man. The more you give, the less you get. E, did you see the San Francisco Orchestra video about influencing our kids? Yes, and I was disgusted by it. Remember, never put a woman on a pedestal. The moment she's on a pedestal, she rejects. The rejection machine is in full force. You've already been rejected. The moment you externalize your validation to a woman, which is basically the pedestal, the more you are rejected. You are rejected the moment she's on the pedestal. The moment you seek her validation, you're rejected. The only way that you can move forward in life and have a happy, invested life is to put yourself first, to chase your dreams, your excellence, and to continue to move forward by navigating life, by understanding how female and male brains work. You think you're going to get a wonderful woman by giving her the moon? Men and women love differently. The 98% of women are not recommended. They really aren't. And so that's where we are today. That is where we are today. I think they are chomos, Lisa. Modern society wants men to labor and chase a pretty gal to marry. Then society uses her energy as a woman. Nasty Karens and sick, parasitic, bougie culture. Well said, brother. Look at the Karens, the rise of the Karens. I mean, they can't handle the lack of attention. I mean, guys, the whole society has done a 180. 500 member choir singing about recruiting. It's discussed. Why isn't that canceled? That's a complete advertisement for pedos. Do you see the double standard? You see the double standard? It's everywhere. My ex-wife would gaslight and argue until I would break mentally, then lose respect for me when I did. They know how to play the men, don't they, Saifu? But we're a lot smarter now. They want novelty and bigger, better deals. That's the title of my series, Monkey Branchers and D-Jugglers. We'll check that out. Chris Keller, I'm going to say yes. But that's where we're at tonight, guys. It's been great. Rebel against defeat. Don't put them on a pedestal. That's what simps do. And they're rejected immediately. In fact, they're rejected before the pedestal is even constructed. Chase excellence, masculinity, men first.